We're back with a look at that first set summary. The unforced errors, 18 of them by Serena, only 9 by Venus.
And on second serves, when Serena has to put in a second serve, she's only winning 22% of those. So she's got to slow her first serve down a little bit, make sure that she gets that first serve in. Go, Serena, go.
Well, now, see, he can do this the whole match here. Neither daughter can get mad at him. She's behind, so it's safe to cheer for Serena.
Hey, this is the Richard Williams show as well.
Thank you. Ready for play.
There's a second show going on here.
Great stuff. Okay, so now he's trying to get the younger sister back into the battle here. She's down a set. Venus winning the first 6-1.
Just not the type of errors that Serena has been hitting all week. Played a good point up until that. She had the wide serve out to Venus's forehand. That's a serve that she likes to hit. Look at this, just pulls up too much, dumps it in the net.
Just got it. Venus painting the line on that winner.
Venus playing extremely well, calm and composed, but Serena not playing up to snuff. A couple of those volleys she should have put away. Not playing the level that she's been playing all week.
Well, I guess you can account for this start by what you would think is a traditional view, that this is the younger, less experienced of the two. Eliminate the sister aspect of it. Venus has been in more of the big stuff than Serena has so far, and that's to her advantage. Can Serena mature enough here down a set to turn that around? There's a good play by Serena.
That's the way to finish the point off. Serena really moving Venus around that point. She's added a little more variety in her game. Can hit the short angles. Great racket preparation.
Well, tough shot from there.
From there and behind the baseline or on the baseline, too far back in the court, but also just decided too late. Her racket wasn't ready for that type of shot.
He actually made a couple of those from the baseline against Hingis.
That was on the backhand side, though.
Yeah, that's right. And a break again by Venus Williams. The opening game of the second set. She's up a set. We'll return to the Lipton after this from your local Fox station. Back at the Lipton, Venus on top. Let's meet Richard Williams with our Pam Oliver.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tim. Richard, let me ask you a question. What do you think of Serena's game so far? What does she need to do to get back in this match?
Serena just all she has to do is just move up the short balls and come take the balls out of the air. It's not over with. Serena never give up. Serena's here to win the tournament. She's a thief in the house because it's Venus' house, but she can go on thief her way through it.
You think it's a case of nerves for her?
It looks like it could be right now, but Serena doesn't, she won't stay that way long. She'll change it around.
Okay, here's the question for you. How are you holding up with this? Is it a lot for you?
It's the most exciting thing I've ever had happen to me in my life. My wife and I are just proud.
We love the hat. We like your messages. You just sort of come up with them off the top of your head?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, what's your last thought? What's your latest thought for your message board?
It couldn't have happened to a better family.
All right. Thanks a lot. Let's go back to Tim.
That is a happy man, a happy dad.
He should be proud, I tell you.
Venus serving at 1-love second set. Having won the first 6-1 against her little sister. You can use that term. Younger.
When you
for
think
sure.
about it, it's tough enough just to get one child to the top of any
Wow.
top of any sport, but to get two to the top of the sport, just incredible.
Whoa! Take that, big sis.
15-all.
Actually, Steffi Graf said that she felt that Serena Williams returned more aggressively than Venus.
Like that.
Like that. That's what she's been doing. Okay, she woke up.
15-30. Well, as usual, Richard on
15
course
each.
saying, don't worry, she'll get it together. She'll come back.
I think those few big matches that she played this year where she was down and came back and won should help her in this situation.
Oh, just missed there.
30-all.
I think it was a case of nerves in that first set. Not nerves because she's playing in the final of the Lipton, which is the 5th biggest, largest tennis tournament, but because she's playing her older sister. There's a quote that Serena always has looked up to and respected Venus, and Venus has always made sure that Serena feels special. You gotta forget that you're playing your sister. Just think of her as an opponent. It's tough to do.
Decibel level rising on the gruntometer.
13-all.
It's a break point. It was interesting when Serena played against Sellis the other night. Serena was about twice as loud when she was grunting than Sellis. You know, remember Sellis was given such a hard time at her grunts.
It's long, and Serena,
Williams. New ball, please.
her first break of the match, evens things at 1. Well, today, following tennis on Fox,
1 minute.
interconference rivals will square off. Eric Lindros and the Flyers battle Chris Chelios and the new-look Red Wings, plus other regional action, all starting at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on Fox. Check the local listings for the game in your area, right here on Fox NHL Action. Two breaks to start the second set. Venus, if you joined us, won the first set. 6-1 if you joined us along the way. First double fault of the match by either player.
Kim, we've talked about how quickly they've come up the rankings on the WTA Tour. Serena, just a year and a half ago, was 400, not even 400 in the world, out of the top 400. And in Chicago in the fall of '97, she beat Sellis and Mary Pierce. 2 big wins, and that was the start of getting on to bigger and better things for her.
That's on the line. Great shot from Venus.
Love 30.
So Serena backed up early here.
Look at the movement from Venus. Moves incredibly well, plus that 6'1" frame. Longest range in women's tennis. Both of these players, it's just so tough to get a clean winner by them because they move so well.
Just long. Steffi Graf said that exactly about Venus after their semifinal. So, you know, I'd make a good shot, but a better one would come back. She just made more good shots than I did.
Steffi would hit 4 shots, 1 on each line, backhand, forehand, backhand, and forehand, and Venus would get them all back.
Triple breaker here.
15
And
all.
saved by Serena.
And the key, Tim, to that is that both Serena and Venus don't just get it back. They're strong enough when they're on the dead run to do something with the shot.
Saved by Serena. Big backhand down the line.
30-40.
Venus, or Serena, excuse me, steps into that shot. Great rotation. A lot of racket head speed from both players. Still 1 break point left for Venus.
And another save back to deuce. Serena hanging in here from love 40. Trying to prevent 3 consecutive breaks of serve in this second set. Raise that one up a little. And a 4th break point for Venus.
Got a little defensive on that last one. Off her back foot, really lifted up with the upper body. And has really worked on that consistency, not being quite so wild. She first came on the tour a couple of years ago. I mean, she would hit some forehands literally in the fence. Mom and Dad look on.
And Venus breaks for the second time in this second set. We've had 3 breaks in a row. We'll be right back at the Lipton with Venus on top.
There's no love lost when the top women in tennis clash in the Vanity Circle Cup. Next weekend on Fox. Check local listings.
Well, for the 3rd consecutive year, Lipton has hosted a fundraiser to benefit the Ash Buckles Tennis Center and Inner City Park facility here. The benefit raised $75,000 thanks to stars like Lindsay Davenport, Jan Michael Gamble you saw. Beach Boys Mike Love and Prudential Securities Bob Schwartz got involved. And the Beach Boys also performed to a packed house. Always lots of fun during the Lipton for fans and players alike. 2-1. Venus leads. 2 breaks for her, 1 break for Serena here on the second set. But Venus Williams, the older sister, up a set, 6-1 in the first. And the difference right here graphically is, we read it, total winners for Venus 40, 26 for Serena, and in the unforced errors even more significant. 27,
13, yeah, 13 for Venus and 27 for Serena. So Serena has more unforced errors than winners. Venus has triple the amount of winners than unforced errors. She's just much more in control today.
Well, this may be the first meeting between these sisters in a final, but I don't think anyone any longer believes it will be the last.
No, you start hearing in the press conferences from the other players, them talking about how great they are and how they might be dominating the game in a couple of years. Personally, when I saw Serena beat Hingis, I just really realized that they're there. I mean, Hingis looked like a rag doll out there for those 8 games.
The #1 player in the world in women's tennis There's a good backhand down the line. That's been her best shot when she's been able to find the range with it.
Love 30.
Really, when Serena was down 4-love and won the next 8 games, it's some of the best women's tennis I've ever seen. Just totally in control with shots like that. Look at the depth and so close to the lines. And add in the power.
And a second serve to look at here.
See what Serena does with it. Usually she jumps all over her opponent's second serves.
Well played, Serena. 3 break points.
Very
Love
solid,
40.
aggressive tennis. Fact of the matter, we've already mentioned it. They're only going to get better.
Yeah,
Both
that's
so new on the tour.
scary for the rest of the players on the WTA Tour.
This is Venus's maybe 3rd or 4th full year on the tour. And Serena's maybe played a couple of years, so still gaining that experience.
Was long, and Serena breaks for the second time in the set. We haven't had a hold of serve so far. 2-all.
2 games on.
First service percentage, 57% for Serena. She wants to get that up to about 65, 70. The unforced errors for Serena, that's the problem that she's had today. Just a little wild, especially on that forehand side. Both Serena and Venus have always had better backhands, technically very sound on that side. I like it. I like the 2 slices there. Adding a little variety to her game, trying something new.
15 low.
And again, that comes with experience, comes with maturity. Knowing how to change up the pace.
Great stuff. She wrong-footed her big sister, and Venus reached back and somehow got the ball back. Too good for Serena to return.
I don't know how Venus got this. I really don't. She just made a stab at it. Serena, look how she stayed down so well. Did a good volley. Wrong-footed Venus.
Her great movement back to the ball. A lot of players wouldn't even got there to take a whack at it. She did, but couldn't make anything happen with it.
So strong. Only took her about 3 strides to get there.
15 all.
See how that second serve pops up so high? It was about head level for Venus to try to return, and she's 6'1". Not a lot of women on the tour that can hit a top spin second serve that bounces up that high. Takes a lot of strength.
Persistent and getting closer and closer to the lines. Great job by Serena.
40-15.
40-15.
Serena really controlling the middle of the court there, not doing much running. Right on the baseline or inside the baseline, taking it really early.
Oh, an ace for Serena. First for her, and she holds serve to go up 3-2.
3 against 2.
And we'll be back at the Lipton after this.
Let's take a look at this last serve from Serena Williams. It's one of her big weapons now, out wide. Actually, that one did hit the intersection of the line. Usually she hits it much shorter in the box, and it's so tough to get to. 96 miles per hour, but Venus was caught going to her left.
And so Serena up 3-2 in the second set. Venus won the first set 6-1. We had 4 consecutive breaks as serve to open the second set, and Serena has just held. 99 degrees on court now, hotter even than yesterday when Richard Krajicek had problems with dehydration in his victory over Sebastian Grosjean to win the men's championship. See how the two young women hold up here if this goes 3. Venus serving at 2-3, up a set. It's long. 15. Richard Williams, the father, proud dad, predicted that Serena would bounce back from that first set defeat at the hands of her sister Venus, and so far he's right. Let's see what Venus can do. His prediction.
15 all.
15 all. Well, we see Richard has taken one of his many frequent breaks. You know, as brave sounding as he is, I think he has trouble sitting and watching these girls play individually, let alone against each other. He frequently takes a little walkabout.
He really does. He said he was going to be nervous out here, obviously proud, but it's not unusual for Richard to wander around when they're playing another opponent.
Oracene hangs in there, mama.
But you know, you'd think that he'd hang in there because he's a winner today either way.
That's right.
Lucky guy. Quickly out to 40-15 on a couple of forehand errors from Serena.
82 degrees, the air temperature. We showed you, told you about 99 that it's reached out there, and the court temperature coming off that surface. 40-30.
Beautiful return there from Serena. Just stepped into that shot, caught it early. When you catch the ball so early, your opponent doesn't have as much time to react. Serena inside the baseline, ready to pounce on this second serve.
And Venus holds for the first time in this set, evens things at 3. We're on serve, each with a pair of breaks. Well, keep your eye on Fox tonight. From the creator of The Simpsons comes a new series 1,000 years ahead of its time, introducing Futurama. Series premiere tonight right after an all-new Simpsons on Fox.
Tim, we've talked about how hard it is to play against someone who you woke up with, had breakfast with, played with. Roy Emerson actually did a similar thing with Fred Stolle back in the 60s at Wimbledon. Roy was telling me last night that for the whole 2 weeks they warmed up together. Roy cooked breakfast every morning, and for the final he said he made sure that he continued to cook breakfast. And Roy went on to win both those finals.
That's just long from Serena. 15 all.
And I said, what about warming up together? He said, you know, hey, there was nothing new. We knew where each other's weaknesses were. We pointed to the forehand when we knew we wanted to win a point.
I wondered about that with these two young women too, because obviously they've hit a million balls against each other over time, starting as youngsters. Wow, good effort by Serena, calmly playing that. 30-15.
You're exactly right. They know more than anybody else in the world what each other's favorite shots are. I'm sure that can help their anticipation. I play my husband in doubles so much that half the time I know where he's going before he does.
And what's the result?
We're about even, unfortunately.
30
all. I noticed you say you played against him in doubles. Does that mean you don't play with him?
We want to stay married. We have 2 kids.
That's the oldest joke in country club mixed doubles, isn't it?
Any kind of mixed doubles.
30 all. That margin of unforced error is still a huge factor in the match. There's another for Serena.
That's when Serena just tries to do too much too soon in the point, and that's one thing that she had been improving, waiting for the right opportunity to go for the big shot. There it was just a little too high.
Too good from Venus. Another break, her 3rd break of service, and a 4-3 lead. Here in the 2nd set, she's up a set.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this last point here. Both players moving so well. Great anticipation from Venus. Drop shot a little too deep. Serena makes a stab for this. Watch this leap. When I see that, I say Venus could have played any sport. Just an incredible athlete.
Well, volleyball and basketball come immediately to mind, of course, with her height.
Good spike.
They've been out there for an hour now. And Venus in charge here in the match, winning the first set 6-1, a break to 4-3 here in the second. Sellout crowd here at Stadium Court at the Lipton Championships, the women's finale on this Sunday afternoon. An historic meeting between 2 sisters, first time ever in a WTA Tour event. Yesterday, Richard Krajicek winning the men's championship. Serena had her sister on the run, opted for the drop shot.
Just not a great choice right there. Looked like she changed her mind mid-stroke. Was going to hit it deep down the line and then tried the drop shot. Not really even a proper drop shot there. Not enough slice on it. Right about here, Tim, I think she's just a little confused as to what to do.
That'll help.
The first 2 points of this game, it looked like she really slowed everything down, didn't try to go for as much. But then you have to go for your shots against Venus. So it's just, she just doesn't know what strategy to try here. She's tried coming to the net. Venus has had that answer. But so far, I don't think Serena has played as well as she has the rest of the tournament.
15-30. She wants to break right back, of course, here. She's getting into desperate straits, and she's got a chance. 2 break points. Even things at 4.
It's been great about Serena's game the rest of the tournament is, number 1, the power, the depth, and then she's added in some angles to her game.
It's wide.
30-40.
1 break point saved. break back for Serena. We're even at 4. 3 breaks apiece in the second set.
4 against.
Look at how close this is to the sideline. Good angle brought Venus way outside that alley. You start to add the angles to your game, you really widen the court for your opponent. Something that Monica Seles hit so many of successfully when she was at the top of the game dominating. Add the depth and the angles together and it's lethal.
Tim Ryan with Tracy Austin, Pam Oliver here on Stadium Court at the Lipton Championships. Historic women's final. Venus Williams up a set, winning the first 6-1, and we're all even in the second at 4-all.
Serena going to take a little extra time getting the ball back there. Long points. It is hot out there today and pretty still. And some of the rest of the week it's been windy. Gets to be swirly down there on the center court. Not today.
Serena battling and is now up 30-love.
Cool and calm
30
on this point. Great stab there. Gets this one down to Venus's forehand volley. Quick first step. Good composure on that last passing shot.
Such good movement. 4 winners now at the net for Serena. You know, we haven't seen one smile yet between these 2 young women. So anybody wondering about whether they would just have fun out there today.
And Serena is the more intense one on the court. More open and friendly off the court.
All business between the sisters.
Just wide.
40-love, Serena.
40
Point from 5-4 in the second, trying to even things up with Venus. Long.
40
See if she serves that serve out wide. Shorten the box to Venus's forehand. That's the one that gave Groff trouble a couple of weeks ago in the finals of Indian Wells. Nope, the hard one down the middle.
Went to the backhand and holds serve for 5-4 here in the second. Back in beautiful Key Biscayne here at the Lipton Championships. The Lipton Tea Girls out there passing tea around for free. Good deal. And some folks enjoying it on this very warm day. Air temperature of 82 degrees. And not much breeze, as you pointed out. A lot of fans at work here among the fans.
Serena is saying she's always been in the background, but I like the background, but it's now time for me to move forward. I'm playing the best tennis I have in my young career, and she's right on. Venus Williams has gotten most of the publicity for so many years. She's 18 years old, but we've been talking about her for about 8 years, waiting for her to come on the Pro Tour.
Thank you. Ready for play.
Tim Ryan with Tracy Austin, Pam Oliver. 4 games to 5. Venus Williams serving here in the second set. She won the first 6-1 against her sister Serena. Sibling rivalry of all time on the tennis tour. Their first meeting in a final. The first time that has happened in a WTA Tour event.
First double fault.
Each has had 1 double fault so far in the match. Serena with a second serve chance here at love 15. The door is open for Serena. Love 30.
Talked about Serena being in the background and Venus being the star, but Richard Williams was always the one saying that Serena was going to be the better one in the long run.
Set points for Serena Williams.
Serena's just done a terrific job of getting herself back in this match. Really completely out of it that first set, not finding the court, not finding the range.
Breaks of serve in that second set by Serena over her sister Venus. And we're a set apiece. It'll go 3 here at the Lipton.
1-0.